In case anyone didn't want to know that this meeting is being recorded, the lovely lady from Zoom lets us know, so I never have to be wrong about recording ever again. Although I just looked at one of the shows and I recognized I was wrong about recording. Jade, would you like to tell them what podcast they were on?
Absolutely. Welcome to Ladies Tale Podcast. It's just, and she just went on, and I was just like, "Wow, we haven't even said welcome." Oh, it's fine. Hey,
yeah,
hey,
but you know, I call myself. I was like, I'm humble. I'm willing to be like, I made it.
I'm sorry. Oh my goodness.
I couldn't.
Well, no, you should have just told me that you were gonna put it out. Such a funny joke today. Like, you need to warn people. You're gonna be like, I'm humble. Like, you need to warn people so they can have like the serious face, like. Mm-hmm.
First of all, there's a thunderstorm going on here, so that's why I didn't finish the sentence. I was like, if I get hit by lightning right after that.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. Like, uh-oh, lightning. Will it go through the Zoom session and hit all of us?
And then secondly, you know I'm not humble because a humble person never goes, by the way,
I'm so humble.
Okay, I'm Jade. And I'm Winona. And we wrote books.
Right, we wrote literary life guides for pop poetry. Y'all, actually, we do have wise things to say.
Occasionally.
So, I think we save it all for writing.
Yep, that's what we do.
We save all the sageness for writing.
Tell them the books, ladies.
Is that even a word?
Yep, it's a word today.
Okay, and I thought divorce was bad with other life lessons. And I thought being good was easy if only I would meet a memoir in verse. And there's a lot of other ones y'all can check out. It's on Audible or where you get your audio
books. Your audio books.
Yeah, or you can check out one of my favorite books, although we're not supposed to have them, but I have one. And I Thought I Did My Journey Alone. It's the compilation of all the wonderful poetry. It's great. Y'all, it's a good book.
You can check out the rest of the 17 books on what?
www.andithoughtleys.com. Co-host.
Hello, I'm Tanya Todd. I'm an author, actress, and screenwriter from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes. I love it.
And she just came back.
I know. She was on location.
Yes.
Oh, we know famous people.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I have questions about that later.
Oh, yeah.
Not important.
It's not my interview today.
So we know that y'all aren't here to hear about us talk on and on about our books or what we have going on. You're here to hear from our wonderful guests.
Wonderful guests. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Tricia, and I am in Los Angeles. And I am perhaps the only lawyer who's a Feng Shui master.
Wow.
I think that may be true.
All right.
So I do entertainment law. I'm a literary agent, and I help people write and publish books. That's what I love to do the most. I'm just submitted my manuscript for my 5th book, and now working on my memoir. So I love all things sagey and sageness. I love that new word. I'm totally on board. That could be a good memoir title for you.
Oh, it could, because I feel like sageness, like totally.
I like it.
I feel like we should put sage on the cover, like the herb.
Yeah.
Totally. You know, I don't know if this is synchronicity or not, but the show that I just wrapped filming, the main character's name is Sage Garden.
See?
And this is what we know to be.
This is how we know that Sage might be coming on.
And you need a trademark lawyer to trademark sageness.
Yes.
Do you want to explain that, since you mentioned trademark? Why is that important? I'm sorry. I should have started with how you got started, something easy, but you said trademark.
Yeah, let's segue into trademark and make our way there.
Well, I'm not actually a trademark lawyer, but I know quite a bit about it. You can't trademark book titles unless it's a series. So that's actually an advantage of writing a series. So like the Harry Potter series, or if there's a character that becomes really well known, like Harry Potter, then that's trademarkable. But any other than that, book titles are not trademarkable, and that's why you have multiple books with the same title, perhaps in some cases. But if you have a business name or a method that you've created or something like that, then it's a good idea to trademark it.
Wow. You say you're not a trademark lawyer, so why don't you tell us what kind of lawyer you are?
So I am an entertainment lawyer, and primarily representing authors and screenwriters right now. So,
first of all, I did not know there was an entertainment lawyer for us. I mean, for authors.
I mean, for my audience.
Again.
My audience. I meant the audience.
So why would a author need an entertainment lawyer?
Well, or you could say publishing lawyer, whatever words you want to use. So I basically represent people from getting screwed, basically, from authors and writers getting, help them negotiate publishing contracts or TV and film contracts. That's basically what I do. Primarily women or diverse voices, those who need someone someone who has your back. That's who I'm most interested in representing.
And do you represent people when you're not their literary agent?
Yes, yeah. If it's, for example, if they already got a contract, if they have a contract or something, if they get a publishing deal and they want to make sure that, that's in their best interest, then I can come on board at that point.
Wow.
Very cool.
Being a lawyer and a public, like this sound,
It sounds like
I was going to say that you are one of the most eclectic multi-hyphenates we've ever interviewed.
Yes, absolutely.
That is a great way to say it. For someone whose flight is delayed, you are really awake.
You are rocking this, Tanya.
Exactly.
And I used to have a smudge spray, which was it's based on sage. I used to have a product line on sage. So just to bring it all full circle. So I was, so just a little background on myself. My first career was as an attorney, boring business attorney. Got tired of that real quick. And so I made a quick pivot into the healing arts, became a yoga instructor, energy healer. And then that
How is that a quick pivot? Sorry to stop you, but it just that seems so far away that it wouldn't click.
You're right. Well, the decision was quick. The actual doing it took a little bit of time. Actually, into a interior design school, strangely enough, while I was practicing law, got an interior design degree. And so that's what led me to Feng Shui. That did take about 3 years to make that pivot. So thank you for acknowledging that. And so the Feng Shui, I ended up having 4 books published in that genre. And that's writing has always been the through line for everything I've ever done. And so I decided to help other people write and publish books. And why just write and publish my own if I can help as many other people to do the same thing. So that's where my focus is now.
So what was your path to publication with your books? Did you do it on your own or did you go through an agent?
I never went through, I strangely could never get an agent, or as far as I could never had luck with it being an agent, but I just became my own agent. And so, which is what I do now. But I have a publisher, Llewellyn Publisher, Llewellyn Worldwide Publishing is my publisher. And then I have also self-published books. So I also help people self-publish books as well. Both tracks are great, and I endorse both tracks. And to me, it's a business decision on which way you go, book by book.
And it's good for you to understand all aspects in order for you to serve your clients.
That's right. Absolutely.
Wow.
I feel like this is an intellectual conversation.
I know. And I'm
literally sitting here drinking my lunch. Like, no.
All right. Well, now I want to know, how does Feng Shui, being a master, how does that play a role in what you do? Like, how does that influence the things that you do in your career?
So, well, your home is everything. Your home, I can look at your floor plan and tell you what's going on in your life, or the themes, at least, not specific storylines necessarily, but themes going on in your life. Your home is just a mirror of yourself. And as you make changes to your home, you make changes to your life. And so career or money, health, all these things are obviously related, especially for women, where, everything affects everything within us, relationships, work, everything is so related. And so I take a really holistic approach. And so even if you're my legal client, I'm a very spiritual person. And so whether it's law of attraction or rearranging your office space to the power position, we call it in Feng Shui, all of these play a role in your success. And a lot of my clients are commission-based, so they have to be successful for me to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, I feel like that's amazing. That is amazing. I feel like maybe I need her in my life. Yeah, for success, for everything. Okay, so you've done traditional publishing and then self-publishing. What are some of the main differences between the both that you've experienced?
Yeah, so clearly royalties is the big difference in distribution options. You get, and the money you pay up front versus the money you don't pay up front. So obviously with traditional publishing, they pay for this book. I think I see it as a product. They pay for this product to be made, and they do that's their business, and they would do a great job doing it. In some cases, they give you an advance. In some cases, they don't, depending on the size of the publisher. But your royalties are 10 to 15% at best. Whereas self-publishing, you have to pay for the product, and either hire someone who's really good to make it a good product, or do a lot of DIYing, which is a lot of DIYing. So you have to pay the money to make this product. But then on the other end, the royalties are going to be much better. It could be more like 30 to 50%, depending on your outlets where you're selling it. Traditional publishing is going to get in bookstores, depending on how big your publisher is, whereas self-publishing is going to get you to the online retailers, and you got to do a lot of legwork if you're going to get them into a bookstore, which that's
or a library.
That's an issue. Yeah, or library.
Yeah, that's
a lot of
so
legwork,
fun.
y'all.
Yeah, oh.
She's not playing.
Nope.
If you already have a built-in audience, like if you're a speaker on the speaker circuit, or have a podcast, you already have a built-in audience, and you have a mouthpiece to sell books through, then there's a good case to do the self-publishing route. Sell it off your website. There's and you can get really good commissions or royalties from that way.
I love this.
What was behind your decision to only represent nonfiction?
That's currently my wheelhouse. That's kind of as far as what I know, what I can recognize if it's going to sell or not, just because that's the world I've been in for 12 years. I eventually will branch out into fiction, but right now it's just nonfiction. Yeah,
well, if you had a client who was a nonfiction author and they wanted to write a novel, how would you handle that situation?
Well, it's more of, I don't have the relationships with the fiction editors that I'd like to have yet. So I'm
that's fair.
I'm only taking you because I don't know that I could get you a deal.
Would you let them be represented by another agent for the fiction portion of their
Oh,
work?
yeah, absolutely.
Tanya, are you looking for a new agent?
Because man,
No, not at all. I love my agent.
okay, I was like, okay, Tanya, all right, I hear you.
I'm asking questions that I would have wanted to know before I had an agent. I'm not shopping.
Yeah,
I love you, Amy.
It would need to be in the agreement with your agent. So that's because a lot of agency agreements will be sole agent for everything. So it'd need to delineate except for fiction or whatever the delineation you want it to be. So that is something to consider if that is the case.
Tanya, can I have my show back for a second?
Yes, take it.
I just have one
Your
question.
show.
We do have a lot of authors that watch the show, but then I'm always interested in knowing about the TV section. What does an author need to know if they get offered a contract for their screenwriting? What should they be looking for?
Yeah, great question. There are a lot of things. That's really where you would want someone like me representing you to negotiate that contract, because there's lots of details in it. So you're saying, so your screenplay or book gets picked up for optioning for TV or film. Yeah, you would definitely want representation in that, because you're not just negotiating. Usually it's an option contract. They have a year or two to get production on it. And if they don't, then it comes back to you. But in an option agreement is also the final agreement for when and if it does sell. So it encompasses a lot of details. The purchase price, obviously, reversion rights, any spin-offs. I mean, there's a million things to consider. So I would definitely get an entertainment attorney or a very seasoned literary manager to represent you when that deal comes through.
Okay, I just love this. Thank you so much for saying when.
When, I love it.
Not if, but
Well,
when
when
it comes through,
when?
you're gonna need someone. Okay, Tanya, the show's back to you. You can
Back to you, Tanya.
You're so
Next
funny.
question.
We turn it back to you.
I have to finish lunch.
Okay, so tell us about the newspaper you wrote when you were 6 years old.
Oh wow, you did do research.
You made it very easy. Your bio is awesome.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, like I said, writing has always been the one consistency in all my careers. It started at 6. Yeah, I would write these I would fold them up and like, it's like these mini newspapers, and there would be a weather section, a sports section, and
That's so cute.
section. So I don't know why I didn't go into journalism. That probably would have been a smart direction, but instead I went to law school, not really to be a lawyer, but because it was when John Grisham had his big breakout, and he wrote The Firm, which was big.
So it's all related to writing,
Yeah, and so I wanted to be the female John Grisham, and so that's actually still in my future. But I went to University of Memphis School of Law, so like it took place at the law school that I was going to, that book. So it was really impressionable. But so I went to law school to make money while I could be a fiction writer. So I'm still
not a bad choice
on that track.
And you will know the inside scoop, so you will know, no, that's not a thing that can happen, or no, absolutely, this is how they would handle that situation.
That's right. Yeah.
I like it. This is great.
So where are you on the path to this journey? Like, have you drafted the novel yet?
Yeah, I have several that are in my files. So I've been doing I have 5 nonfiction books, and then my next I'm writing a memoir. It's after my memoir. I always knew it was gonna be nonfiction, memoir, and then fiction. So then after this memoir, it's all fiction for the rest of my life.
So memoir is your transition book.
Yeah. Well,
which is still nonfiction.
Right, I know. But it's taken years to get out of that technical writing that I was so trained as a lawyer. So it's been kind of an unraveling and really writing from more of a heart, from instead of my head. So that's been a real transition that has not been a quick pivot.
I like it. All right, so where can people find? We out of time. Yeah. I mean, I know we have so many questions. You have to come back, right? You're gonna come back. But
I'd love to come back. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. Where can people find out more about you and your books? To get some this.
TriciaMorris.com is my main website. I also have MorrisEntertainmentLaw.com, but TriciaMorris.com, you can get to anywhere you need to go from there. I'm on all social media channels out there. I have a lot of great TikTok videos on writing and publishing that are, I think, really helpful. So under my name, Tricia Morris. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Tanya, would you like to tell people where they can find you as well?
I am across social media at Ms. Tanya Todd. My website is mstanyatodd.com. You can find my podcast on YouTube or Spotify or the usual podcast places. That's the 52 Love podcast. And to find out what projects I'm working on, you can find me on IMDb. Just search for my name.
Fabulous.
And then click.
Y'all.
It's very important.
It is.
Okay, Jade, would you like to wrap us up?
Absolutely. You can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andithoughtLadies.com. While you're there, take a moment, go down to the bottom and see the charities that we probably support. Maybe you can support them too. We appreciate it and we thank you in advance for it. And just remember, y'all, wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Will Nona
and Jade. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, thanks for listening.